Hey everybody, good morning. It is Mega Immune Mama. Today is my first day of being free from YouTube jail. One day last week I decided to exercise my First Amendment right, and in doing so, YouTube gave me a strike on my channel and made me sit in timeout for a week. But I am back. And oh my gosh, this week I have had so much to say, and here's what I'm gonna do. MAGA. Since 2020, we have heard that the election has been stolen. There's proof out there. There's proof out there. Trump is now in his second term. They still say that the election was rigged, but yet no charges have been filed. Now, after the supposed shooter this past Saturday for the correspondence dinner, it's so ironic that it was a third attempt on Trump, which 45 years prior to that, Ronald Reagan was shot at, and two of his security or not social service, Secret Service, two of his people were shot that day protecting President Reagan. And it's ironic that it happened same place just 45 years later. But anyway, so I don't remember the name of the two guys, and they're like retired military snipers or whatever, eye to detail. And through watching the video that initially was released by the White House or Trump, whoever, like moments after it happened, it's clearly AI. And if you slow it down, the guy is literally running with a sign. The sign disappears into his body, gone, and a gun appears. But now they are releasing a video that shows him having a gun pointed at the Secret Service agent who has his weapon drawn at him, but yet the guy got past him. The guy didn't get shot that had guns that should have never gotten in the first place. Trump, knowing he was going to go there, they decided to call it a low security event, which it shouldn't have been because it's the President of the United States. It should have been heavily detailed, but they didn't have that, and they classified it as low risk, low security. For bullets being heard, nobody's really reacting. It's just so crazy. People after the fact don't act like they just went through a supposed assassination attempt. Women are walking, taking wine off of the tables as they're leaving. One guy was excited. I don't remember what douche he was, but he was all excited, and he never once ducked under the table. He had to watch. And these are people that are not acting like victims. And then Trump is asked by a lady on CNN, a reporter, about the manifest, and the first thing he says is, "I knew you were going to ask, and you're just horrible people." The American people want to know. And in any other universe, any other president, if this was happening, the American people would be notified. We would know what is happening, what's going on. And this is for the most transparent administration. They are the most top secret because they're all full of shit. Bottom line, full of shit. Assassination attempt where he had, half of his ear shot off by an AK bullet, And all of a sudden, magically, because he's super Don, it grew back with not even a scratch or a scar on it. Come on, people, wake up. They keep saying all of these horrible things are happening, but they don't have proof. And I don't know when. Evidence, facts, and proof are no longer reliable, but a glorified, glamorous lie is now all that a person needs to say, yes, we ignore facts. I don't understand that. And I will always talk my shit. I will always be here until I get kicked out permanently or whatever the case might be, because facts matter to me. Truth matters to me. When you can bring receipts with proof, that matters to me. Now, do I condone any type of violence? Absolutely not. And I don't give a damn if it's on the left side, the right side, the middle side, the up, the down. I don't care. Violence is violence, and it needs to stop. And if anybody really wants to go back, first of all, everything is always blamed on Joe Biden. And I'm going to make a statement. For Joe Biden being the most horrible president ever, Sleepy Joe, we didn't have chaos. We didn't have a war nobody wanted, nobody needed. Why are we even there? And not one time did anyone ever make an attempt on his life. Not once, ever. So, to categorize a whole group of people for one person's actions, that's another fault that MAGA has. Now, I think all MAGA are stupid, because after 10 years and we are literally living this shit show in real time, we are here and you still cheer on this idiot that does not know what he's talking about. He has zero idea of how government works. Guarantee you he's never read the Bible, much less the Constitution. He has no clue. And the cabinet is running rampant. And these are people that should know the Constitution. Do they? Either they don't, or they do and don't give a shit. Bottom line. It is corruption at its finest. The only thing that this administration is transparent about is ripping us off blind and laughing in our faces, saying that, ha ha ha, there's nothing you can do about it. And talking about ripping us taxpayers off, let's talk about this ballroom. Because after the correspondence dinner fiasco had happened, immediately, anybody with a MAGA social platform with followers up the yin-yang that should not have any followers at all, every one of them come out in unison talking about, oh, security ballroom, we should have a ballroom, oh my God, this is why we need a ballroom, right? Then Lindsey Graham comes out and first says that the American people should want to donate to the $350 million for this ballroom. But if we don't want to donate, he plans to ask Congress for $400 million for the taxpayers to pay for this ballroom. When it come out that the ballroom, he wanted it to be built, Trump clearly stated that they had private donors that donated to have this built, and they immediately started tearing down the East Wing without going through Congress, the Historical Society, not going up the ranks to do anything. They just started to do it. So either Trump was lying then about having the money and just started demolishing our house, because the White House is not his. It is not MAGA's, it is the people's house. Started tearing down our house with no money to put a ballroom up, knowing that the end game would be for the taxpayers to pay it. Or they're lying now and somebody pocketed that donor's money. So which is it? Either way, again, Trump lied. Once again, his cronies are lying. So which is it? Did he have the money then and all of a sudden it's missing and he expects us to pay for something that we don't want and don't need? When our country needs health care and food for our kids at school and, medical for our elderly, our disabled, our most vulnerable people in this country. And even middle class people that need those things, that work their asses off to pay the government for these programs that they can't get the help they need. But yet we are now expected to pay $400 million for this ballroom that no one wanted, because we love the White House as it was. The only one that didn't was Trump. And here we are. And it's going to be our bill? I think it's about time we all start realizing that paying our taxes is going into the Trump's pockets. And everybody that's condoning this behavior and this type of heist, the Supreme Court, who literally just stepped on our voting rights, the Supreme Court justices who are supposed to defend the Constitution just stepped all over it. This is not normal times, and it's about time we stop paying taxes and take care of shit on our own, because at the end of the day, they're ripping us blind in front of our faces, but won't be honest to us about the things that really are important and that we need to know that they refuse to be honest about. And let's not forget, Epstein files still haven't been released, for one. For two, the survivors are still waiting to be seen, heard by anybody that can do anything about it. So here we are. Anyways, guys, I know it's a long video and I do apologize, but dudes, I've been sitting on that shit all week long, biting my tongue. Oh my God. I did have a lot more to say, but I'm going to cut it short at that for right now. But Mama is back. I do have a lot to say. If y'all like my videos, please like, subscribe, share them every now and again. It doesn't cost anything, keeps me in the algorithm, and it really helps me out a bunch. I do want to keep my voice out there, and I want to be the voice for the ones of you that are afraid to put your voice out there for repercussions or whatever the case is. I'm not one of those people, so I will speak it. Anyways, it is such a pleasure to be back, guys. Until my next video, please love your neighbors, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye, guys.